made a few videos about how ordinary Russians live here, how they can barely afford anything, and how the place where they usually live look really depressing and dirty, iriki. And now I want to show you how rich people live here. I'm going to show you not filthy commie buildings and neighborhoods, but actually the best ones in the city where I live right now. I live in Yekaterinburg, if you didn't know, and it's, I would say, top 5 cities in Russia in terms of quality of the city, how it looks, and how the government takes care of it. And if you watch my other previous videos and ask, wait, it's top 5? This is top 5? Not top 100 on the last place? Yes, this is it. Top 5 cities. Imagine what other cities look then, Mao. I only know 4 good places to live here, and 2 of them are actually kinda nice, which are located in the city center, and they're apartments. Cost $500,000, which is a lot for people here. And others are just rich building placed right in the middle of the poor neighborhood. So I'm starting with the most expensive place in the middle of the city. Here, near this, you can find a very beautiful building that belongs to a billionaire that lives here. Dollar billionaire, not ruble, of course. And he, just like other rich people here, has 2 apartments here. And while the building itself is kind of nothing special, the surrounding territory is very, very good. They preserved an old historical building next to them, and it's really cool because usually they just destroy everything and put concrete on the floor, and here it is, your neighborhood, parking lot neighborhood. This place has their own terrace, which you can never see on ordinary middle-class places. Also, a few months ago, the ducks were born in there. Very cool. The only way you can afford to have a terrace is to be a multimillionaire. Dollar multimillionaire, of course. A cigar shop with a Cuban flag, I believe. I don't know if it's good or not to have it right in front of the apartment, so let me know in the comments if you think it's a cool place to have nearby. But because, you know, I ate food unlike commies, I know it's cool to have nearby. A fancy restaurant, want to eat? Instead of cooking, spending time in it, washing the dishes, you can just go downstairs into the restaurant and eat food there. What a beautiful life. I wish everyone could do this, including me. But I've never been to a restaurant, so I guess I'm a half commie, probably. 2-minute walk from this building and you have this beautiful seafront. The place where you can have a walk near the river, is it called seafront? Anyway, I love this place. The big trees, the smell of water is so amazing, and the opportunity of getting here in 2 minutes from your house is so cool. But what's not cool is this electric abomination right next to the building. It looks like something you can find in the outskirts of a random industrial city somewhere in Massachusetts. I can't imagine how people that bought the apartment here with this view feel. It will be okay if the apartment costed $30,000, but in reality it costs 15 times more. A gym isn't here, you don't even need to walk on the street, just ride an elevator. Very cool, especially when the weather sucks. Overall, I like this place the most out of everything I'm going to show you, because it's not surrounded by grey Soviet bricks, and the waterfront is here, and everything I said makes this place very, very cool. Especially the fact that not a single building nearby is this building, which happens all the time with luxury places. Got a $500,000 apartment, and you're surrounded by this. Better throw away money then, Elmao. The apartments here start with $200,000 for a studio to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I would say on average it's about $400,000 to $600,000 for an apartment here. What's funny to me, remember when I showed you those holes in the sidewalk which you can step into or fall and break your hand, your leg, or drop your phone, you name it. And I showed you them in those poor but actually average neighborhoods. You would think these rich places don't have that. I present to you the hole right in front of this fancy building. If you live here and your kid decided to ride a bicycle or rollers or scooter, he could easily injure himself. That's not what you want from this expensive place that's in top 5 cities in Russia. Am I right? So now let's move to another building, the skyscraper. This tower is called Iset. It's actually the name of the main river that's flowing across the city. Here you can find an apartment for $500,000. They also got restaurants here and the most popular museum in the city, Yeltsin Center. This is a museum in honor of the first Russian president, Boris Yeltsin, who basically destroyed USSR, so he can be called a hero. I don't really like this place, and I don't even know exactly why. Of course, I would prefer to live here instead of where I live right now, but everything here looks kind of soulless. And again, amazing safety measures right in front of the building itself. It's hilarious at this point. In this tower, you can find penthouses, apartments, and to be honest, I thought this was just an office building because it looks like it. Every single apartment has a panoramic view. They have a terrace, spa, swimming pool on the first floors, and they also have a gym. Obviously, it's kind of cool. Just across the river, on the opposite side of this place, there is a cool looking building, which is another rich people apartment complex. I like the exterior of it, but what I like the most is the view on this river. It has to be one of the best window views in the city, if not the best. You can go for a run here or just have a nice walk. There's also a Georgian restaurant there that people like a lot. Georgian like the country, not the American state. If you didn't know, there is a country named Georgia. They also got some old building in their backyard. It wasn't demolished, so it's a part of a history, and I respect that. This wall is also a part of a history. It's a gate inside the neighborhood. And you cannot say that it's not cool that they preserved a part of some probably factory. They preserved it and it gives a nice touch, the whole place. I think this brick wall is a part of this building, which looks like a factory. I mean, it used to be a factory, but now it's just probably a working place for startups or something. I also found interesting that this road on the river doesn't have any fences. I mean, I don't want the fences here, but usually in Russia, they put fences everywhere as a part of safety measures. Even on pedestrian walks. That blocks the view on the people who walk in there and makes it more dangerous. I found out that the apartments here are sold for about $1.5 million. The backyard here is a garden backyard, which means they have a lot of flowers and other greens all over the place, and even the music is playing here. You know that I love gardens, bushes and trees, but you know what I love more? My supporters who support me by donating any amount of money on YouTube Thanks and Boosty site that you can find in the description. Thank you. By the way, you can send me a message with your donation in Boosty and we can chat. But make sure you don't restrict yourself from getting messages in the settings, because some people did that for some reason. This is another place that I like, and as I know, it's the first luxury place to live here. This building is called Tikhvin, and it's an old apartment complex, which you can see just by looking at it. The design of it screams, I'm a rich person in 2005, and I need a rich person apartment complex. You can easily find Rolls-Royce, Ferrari in the parking lot. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and other luxury brands used to be here right in front of it, but ever since 2022, they're all gone. I wonder why. And they got replaced with some other luxury brands that I've never heard about. And right here we have other expensive buildings as well. They are modern ones. I think they're not older than 5 years old, and this one is even being built right now. Again, 5 minutes walk from the most popular place, Greenwich Mall. 10 to 15 minutes walk from the seafront place. Fancy bakeries, electronic stores, clothes, everything, and you can get there in 2 minutes from your house. What's interesting is that they have the nearest grocery shop as this Pyaterechka store, and it's really weird for me because it's the cheapest place you can buy your groceries from, and I really wonder why they place it here instead of some fancy expensive store. By the way, Pyaterechka translates as 5, but in a cute way. It's like little cute 5, not the ordinary 5. In this place you can find a scuba restaurant. It's one of the best restaurants in the city as long as I know. It's a seafood place. I like their logo and I decided to look at their interior at the maps, and not that great. I mean, I know a lot of ordinary cafes that look much better. It doesn't look like a luxury, fancy restaurant. It's more like a modern, urban, random New York City place. What do you think? We got our own Times Square. Look, advertisements. It was brighter 10 minutes ago before I started recording it. I think they reduced the brightness so it wouldn't bother the people whose windows are looking at it, which again is very good. So you know, I have a few videos about scary Russian neighborhoods or ordinary neighborhoods, which are so bad in my opinion. And this is a different one, a video where I showed you how rich people live here, and you might think, wow, that's not bad. I agree. It's not bad, it's even good. I like it a lot. I like to walk in these areas, look at the buildings and the windows, cafes, bakeries, shops, restaurants. But the thing is, it's just a 10-minute walk neighborhood. You can stand in the middle of it and then walk any direction, in 10 minutes you're gonna find yourself among these buildings, among broken pavements, sidewalks and roads, rusty garages, mud, dirt, alcohol bottles everywhere. That's why if I had to choose between being a millionaire here or in the West as an ordinary person, I would choose the West. I don't want to live in a rich bubble that I can walk in a 10 minutes that's located in the middle of depression and poverty. That must be some sort of a fetish to be a rich person surrounded by poor people. Like, look, everybody, my bag costs like a year of your salary. I'm not like that. I don't have this fetish. I have other fetishes. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave any comments so this video gets recommended to other people. Like the video, of course, subscribe to my channel. Also follow my IG, Twitter, and Twitch, where I do live streams, and you can support me by donating any amount of dollars using the links in the description. Thank you!